Hey free spirits, and welcome to the body awareness video. So the body awareness video is going to really help with the foundation of the Pilates movements. So the foundation movements are super important because it's going to help us to work to create less imbalance and more balance within the body. And not only is it going to help knowing these foundations for your practice, but it's also going to help to translate out into your regular everyday life. So when you're sitting at your desk, on your computer, when you're on your phone, or if you're sitting in your car in traffic, just knowing where your body's at and knowing the proper positioning that your body should be in. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. First, I'm going to teach you just a little bit about the core. So think of your core, think of a corset. So all of the muscles that are going to be part of the core are your surface abdominals, where you would see like a six-pack abs, your obliques, which some people call these love handles. You also have the deep abdominal muscles, which is really the thing that we're really wanting to target underneath those surface abs, the six-pack abs. You're also going to work the hips, the low back, and then into the glutes. So all right here, like a nice tight corset. And when you're activating your core muscles, you think of one of yourself lifting away and up and out of your hips. So it's not a sucking in motion. And then once you've lifted up and out of the hips, really start to cinch that corset in nice and tight, and you'll activate those core muscles. All right, awesome. So we have that down. Let's go ahead and go into the Pilates style stance. So we're going to stand up. And we're going to take our feet and bring them together. We also are going to need a block. If you have one, you don't have to have one, but this helps. And we're going to place the block between the thighs. So squeezing that block. If we were to let go of this block, it would completely drop. So squeeze it for dear life. Then you're going to turn out at your heels to form a V. So we're activating all of the muscles into the legs. And then we're going to come up to those core muscles that we were talking about. So zipping up those abs. Another cue I like to use is if you got a pair of jeans out of the dryer and they were a little too tight, how you would kind of not suck in, but kind of tighten everything up to get those jeans zipped up. Alrighty, so our glutes are just gently flexed. That helps release the pressure from the hips. And we're just going to stand up nice and tall. Shoulders are relaxed and down. We'll go over that a little bit later. But this is the Pilates style stance. All right, you can release that block, and we're going to take it down to the mat. All right, let's go over our Pilates breath. So in Pilates, we inhale through the nose and exhale fully through the mouth. So think of your ribs as an accordion when you're breathing out and back in. So we'll take those hands on the ribs, and when we inhale, the ribs and the hands are going to move away from one another, and when we exhale, the ribs and the hands come back to meet one another. So nice deep inhale through the nose, and exhale through the mouth. One more, inhale, and exhale. Awesome. Let's go ahead and bring it down to the mat. We're going to go over our neck and head positioning. So we're going to lay our head down. If you've ever heard to keep your neck long, this is what that means. So looking up towards the ceiling, I want you to take your hand, make a fist, and you're going to place it directly underneath your chin, to where your chin is just slightly tucked, as if you're holding a tennis ball or, say, a tomato or something underneath your chin. So you may feel some tightness in the upper part of your shoulders and into your neck. So keeping that good head positioning there, we're going to move into the shoulders. So when I say keep your shoulders down, this is what this means. So we're going to take our hands and we're going to reach down like we're trying to reach down towards our heels. So imagine your shoulder blades just melting down your back, or somebody has come behind you and taken their hands and just pressed your shoulders down to try to help you to reach your fingertips towards your heels. So keeping that chin slightly tucked and those shoulders relaxed and down. You may feel your muscles working here, and that's okay. And then go ahead and just release everything and feel the difference. So we're going to go into neutral spine positioning. So I have a nice little visual here. A glass of water. We're going to do some pelvic tilt so you can see where you want to be. Now, in my perfect neutral spine position, my glass is sitting up nice and straight, nice and easy. So let's go into an arched back position. So we create a lot of space between the low back and the mat. When we do this, the cup is going to tilt between the knees and spill out that way. And now let's reverse it. We're going to flatten the spine, lift the glutes a little bit, and the glass is going to fall and spill on our face. So again, let's do one more arch, all that space, and then flatten. Absolutely no space here. So that neutral spine position, we sit up nice, have that cup sitting up nice and straight, and you can fit like 2 fingers and slide just barely underneath the mat, so it's not a complete flatten. You could also imagine if somebody were to come and place something really heavy on your belly to just kind of flatten you down a little bit. All right, so let's go ahead and think of engaging those core muscles like we talked about at the beginning. Think of lifting the ribs away from the hips and cinching all those muscles up to make a nice tight corset. So you could do this exercise literally anywhere, while you're standing in line at the grocery store, while you're sitting at your desk again. All right, so holding all those muscles, we're going to go into our Pilates breathing. So we're going to take an inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. And go ahead and take a few more inhales and exhales while I just kind of talk through this. A lot of people have issues with this. They're like, I can't breathe and hold my muscles at the same time. Don't worry, it's completely normal. Just keep practicing. You will get there, I promise. All right, one more deep inhale and one more exhale. And go ahead and relax all those muscles. And I want you to bring your heels in real close to your bottom. So slide those 2 fingers underneath your low back and begin to just walk your heels out. We're going to test and see how long it takes until we walk those feet out till the back starts to arch. So say you start to walk your feet out about 5 steps and you start to feel an arch happen in your back. You would just want to walk your feet back just slightly in and work on keeping those core muscles engaged in that position that you're at. And then slowly start testing yourself by walking your feet out. So if you'd like, you can test yourself all the way by extending your legs out nice and straight. Check in with that 2-finger space, and then we're going to open up the feet to form a V so the heels are together and we're in that Pilates style stance. This is something, if you're just laying down and watching TV, you could get in this position and do this as well. All right, last one. Let's go ahead and bend the knees. Bring those feet back up pretty close to the bottom. We're going to go over a bridge and imprinting. So going up to the bridge, we're going to inhale, and when we exhale, we're going to lift our glutes, and we're going to peel our spine off of the mat 1 vertebrae at a time. So imagine that you have made an imprint of your spine on the mat, and we are going to simply lower back down, placing that vertebrae in the mat 1 at a time, till those glutes are the last thing to lower down. Inhale and exhale, lift. So this is really important to remember how to do because of the articulation. You're going to do a lot of exercises like the roll up, the roll down, the roll over, even into the teaser when you lower back down. Everything is with that nice control. Let's do one more just for fun because it feels good. Lift up and then lower down, nice and slow. Good. And if you want, you can drop your knees side to side. And then let's go ahead and come on up. All right, so you have a basic idea of the foundations for the movements of Pilates. So just kind of start to get in your mind, think about your shoulder positioning and your neck positioning, not only in your Pilates practice, but outside of your Pilates practice as well, so you can start to feel a little bit more balanced in those muscles, just in everyday life kind of things. All right, enjoy, and I can't wait for you to get started on part 1 of our 3-part beginners Pilates series. Peace out, y'all.